everybody. This is a Warhammer 3 Domination battle. I am playing as the Skaven. Let me put it in slow motion here. With Ikit Claw on his Doom Wheel against the Tomb Kings, being led by Archaon the Black on a horse. So, this is my opponent's army, kind of a little concise, just a bunch of monsters. I think he has one, yeah, he's got one skeleton spearman unit in the trees, but just a lot of artillery pieces. And I went a bit wider. I got rat ogres, slaves, and plague claw catapults, and I have 3 of these sort of groupings. This one just has a few more slaves, plus poisoned wind globadiers. The globadiers not really going to be super useful against what my opponent has brought, but I figured, like, you know, explosive weapons are more powerful now than they've ever been before. And this map has got a lot of irritating, obnoxious terrain on it to deal with. So, like, okay, if we want to perhaps pressure the skeletal hordes, we're going to need some indirect fire weapons. So that's what the catapults are here for. So Ikit Claw and Archaon are just running towards each other, getting ready to shoot each other. That's just a Spirit Leech. And, I mean, I guess Ikit didn't have the range. I thought he got close enough to shoot Archaon, but I guess not. So yeah, he just kind of gets owned, and I park him behind this big cliff. Because the Ushapti, the Bone Giants were shooting him, but my Plague Claw catapult is, you know, it's doing a little damage. Yeah, we could see. Yeah, you know, I mean, that's not terrible. Like 1,000 damage on these monstrous infantry. It's pretty okay. However, these catapults are, yeah, they're done. Really, I should probably have pulled them back, because these Bone Giants are just going to be killing them for free, and there's not really a reason for me to have these parked so far up to the front. Now over here, my catapults are doing much better against the skeleton spearman unit. This is what they're really designed to kill. Just absolutely mulching. Yeah, those spearmen completely annihilated. And, yeah, probably not a good fight for rat ogres. I mean, I thought, like, okay, they got hit by an artillery strike, so their morale, or their bracing's probably messed up. And my opponent smartly uses a flying carrion unit, jumps on my artillery, and hopefully I notice this eventually, because otherwise I'm going to lose my poor catapult crew. Yeah, I do notice it, and I pull them off, and I move them away. Now over here on the right side, there is nothing going on, just slamming some catapult rounds into my opponent's own artillery line. And there's a big fat brawl in the middle. My globadiers got caught by some summoned skeleton warriors by Archaon. And I'm just flooding the point with clan rats, who are really here to just kind of fight and die. Although he's running horsemen into them? Surely not. No, they're just skating by. Yeah, trying to find some other position, chasing down my routing units over here. These Plague Claw catapults again being harassed by a carrion unit, and I summon in some Night Runners to deal with them and move the artillery team away, so that should be cleaned up. Over here, still fighting these carrions, Skaven slaves, not the best. Fighters, yeah, with 9 melee attack against the carrions, 46 melee defense, but the rat ogres should be, you know, if they get a charge, they should be able to pretty easily deal with these carrion. Yeah, unfortunately I do actually, the crew there does rout, surprisingly. Ikit's just sort of riding around. He's kind of been hiding for most of the game, looking for an opportunity to get something, and I'm trying to bring more troops back here into the middle. My opponent is definitely ahead on value with his skeleton horsemen he has running around in the back, just killing my troops. But actually, Ikit here is casting a spell, I believe. Yeah, good old Flensing Ruin, and he gets Spirit Leeched in return. Overcasted Flensing Ruin. 33 to 66 damage per second and subtracting their armor massively. These units just get destroyed, and we drop a brass orb on top of them too. These poor skeletons, I mean, my rat ogre is also doomed, but yeah, really just massively draining this entire core here. Pretty incredible cast. Flensing Ruin, pretty good spell. Oh, he casted a Liber Bubonicus. I don't think that would do anything. I don't know if Flensing Ruin does physical damage. I assume not. I figured it was magical, but it gave him leadership, so it could negate the crumbling. Skeleton Horseman fighting my rat ogres here on point number 3, and you know, I just have a lot of rats running around. Is this an, yeah, that's a new Shopty summon. A lot of rats to buzzsaw there. I think my catapult crew, yes, finally coming back after being pushed off by those birds, which are definitely dead now. But I don't really have anything more on the point. I believe my opponent had a slight value lead at this point, maybe like 1,000 value. So we were definitely losing on that front. But on the points, I'm up to 500, and he hasn't claimed even a single point yet. So yeah, I'm feeling somewhat confident. This is the Plague Claw Catapult crew from the middle, having all their machines smashed and broken. Would be nice to still have those now with all of these free skeletons I could smash into. Is this another Flensing Ruin cast? Yes, it is. We do hit these skeletons. That's good. Yeah, another like big drain spell on all of these monstrous units. You know, and my opponent, he's trying to run out of it. Unfortunately, Ikekong gets kind of caught in these skeleton warriors. I was just trying to like skate on by, dropping a brass orb to like get out of the way, but he does get Spirit Leashed again. So again, he's being drained away. More carrion. I think this is like the 3rd bird that my opponent has attacked over here with. And I still have Night Runners, so we're still trying to push them off, get more skirmisher units, gutter runners this time with poison. A lot of poisonous inflictors in my rat army here. I've got my catapult crew back, and we slammed these skeletons that walked over here. Unfortunately, we did kind of slam my own troops. You can see their leadership. Yeah, they were taking a lot of friendly fire, but you know, they're Skaven slaves. It's fine. If we're killing skeleton warriors and skeleton spearmen, that's worth it. That was definitely targeted on the rat ogres. I don't know what the artillery crew was thinking there. But yeah, unfortunately, the skeletons have totally taken the middle point, in the elite rat murder squad, the Kepra Guard, has arrived. These things, very dangerous, would be an excellent target for a catapult team. I probably could angle this. Yeah, oh, actually, I target them immediately with the Plague Claw catapult. Although I think my opponent senses this, and so he's going to be running them around. Definitely my opponent way behind on points, but ahead on value. This, like, again, the carrion sort of just suicide dive. If there's anything I dislike about Domination, it's that even when you kill a unit, you can just bring it back after like 30 or 45 seconds. Like, maybe you have to pay a little bit more, but actually killing units, there's no, it's not really a, of course, you know, you can get like a value gold lead, but the unit doesn't disappear. It doesn't actually die. It's just, it goes into hibernation temporarily, and then you could just bring it back. So I think that's really quite stupid that you can just infinitely, continuously use the same units. Even when they die, you can just bring them back to life. But that doesn't mean using the carrion is wrong. Nothing against like carrion specifically. It's just sort of like, well, you put some units in your army, but it doesn't. The number of them doesn't actually matter that much if they're in your reinforcements, because you can just infinitely conjure them as long as you have the money, of course. But lives don't actually matter. Great play from my opponent. Oh wait, never mind. Trolling me? I thought he was about to run into my Plague Claw catapults. Well, if nothing else, I pulled off my crew thinking that he was running a skeletal horseman in, and I summoned more gutter runners over here. But he's actually got some melee Ushapti here too. And my point over here is just sort of being completely trounced. Gutter runners are good units. They're not good when they get charged by skeletal horsemen. So yeah, they're gonna rout, they're gonna run. Plague Claw Catapult probably should have ran these guys in the woods. The middle point is, yeah, completely gone. All the little shitty slaves over here, broken, running in terror. And the Kepler Guard, we probably hit them once, but they, haven't really suffered any true major casualties. But I've got some elite units of my own. The Council Guard, Storm Vermin with halberds, the most powerful anti-large infantry the Skaven have. Fighting against skeletal horsemen, this is a fight that we can actually win. We've been losing a lot of the melee fights up to this point, but he's diving in with Carrion 2, which are actually infantry size. They're small entities, shockingly. So Council Guard, not actually great against them. Especially, like, the Council Guard don't have great melee attack. They've got great defense, so they can sort of sit around and hold forever. And we're just getting some poking shots on the skeletons over there. We're coming back to point 3 with some Rat Ogres, running on these Ushapti Great Bows, who have used almost all their ammunition just ripping shots into rats constantly. But Rat Ogres should win this, definitely with a charge. They should completely kill those guys. And summon a new Vermintide, Skaven Slaves forever. And we're even getting some parting shots into these skeleton horsemen. So when they charge in, their leadership is a little worse because of the artillery strike. We should be able to reclaim this point, but I think my opponent has, he's got a triple cap on me, so I do have a massive point lead. Like, he really has to hold these for a long time in order to come back. But basically for every, we'll say, 400 points I can get, my opponent can get 800. So if I can reclaim point 3, I've got a pretty good shot of winning this game, because I would actually win if I just held on to point 3 and didn't consider the other objectives. Oh yeah, that was excellent. That was incredible. I killed like 33% of that unit in one volley. But again, just another like brainless infinite carry and spam, even when I kill them, attacking my artillery piece. Granted, though, I shouldn't have this artillery piece either, because I think it died, and this is a resummon. Yeah, probably overcommitted on the rats here. Not much going on over here, just got Council Guard uselessly hiding in the woods. Probably should have started rotating them over to point 3, because that's really where all the action is. Just a big clump of rats, really not spacing these guys out appropriately. And the Kepler Guard have arrived. They walked all the way over from the middle point because they smelled rats, and you can see all the dead rats. And look at all the dead skeletons, or I guess I should say the crumbled skeletons. There's none, basically. The Kepler Guard aren't dying, but some nice Plague Claw catapult shots. Some of them a little too close, a little too danger close. And, I guess Ica Claw died at some point. Just died to spirit leeches in my back area. So, unfortunately, my rats have a leadership penalty from damage by artillery and a lord being dead. And he comes in with some Necropolis Knights. I have no answer to these. I would if I had these Council Guard all the way over here, but unfortunately I don't, and it's a massive, tremendous Skaven rout. My opponent's got all 3 points. Again, just another carrying unit. He only had 3 of these. He only had 3 carrying units, and I think this is like number 6, the 6th summon or something. So really not a fan of that feature in Domination. Definitely prefer land battles in that respect. But at this point, there's very little hope. A lot of my mass is being chased off the battlefield. My opponent has almost complete battlefield control. Council Guard, yeah, kind of being hurt by my opponent's own Screaming Skull catapults. But Yeah, there's not really more to say here in this game. I've got a little clump of power over here, but it would take too long to recapture point 3, and even if I did, I would still lose. I would have to claim 2 objectives in order to win this game. So that's it. I do a little dancing around, but eventually I concede to my opponent's superior play. Pretty fun opening there. I didn't expect just the mass, Bone Giant, and Ushapti, but it was actually it was pretty effective. Looking at the value, Ikit Claw, fantastic. This guy, he like Flensing Ruin, really like it is a fantastic spell. Those those AoE drops that I got, that that kind of kept me in the game. Without those, I think I didn't do a whole lot. This catapult, it did amazing. These guys, no, it was useless. The Rat Ogres, they did good. Yeah, the Globadiers didn't work. I probably should have put them in the reinforcements. I think, yeah, actually I did. I did have more in reinforcements, but it just too much of this like AoE explosive overload and not enough anti-large. The dogs did fine, slaves, of course, whatever. Council Guard didn't really get a chance to shine because I misused them. The Gutter Runners didn't work. These Rat Ogres were good. Yeah, nothing there. Ooh, these Night Runners. Yeah, very, very fantastic. But that's Carrion. This value is just killing Carrion repeatedly. Yeah, the rats, whatever. So, yeah, probably needed some more anti-large tools. Had a lot of skirmishing, but not a lot of skirmishing in the opening army. I was probably a little too concerned with terrain. For my opponent, that's like all the value of killing Ikit Claw. The Bone Giants, one of them did great, the other one didn't really do much at all. The Ushapti were okay. This guy was pretty good. These guys were good too. The Skeletons, they just died. Kepler Guard killed 106 rats, but only generated 164 gold. So each rat was only worth like slightly more than half a gold coin. The Ushapti did alright, but I mean, we didn't even harm them. Same thing as like the Tomb Guard, they still had a lot of HP left to give. The Horsemen are so good. Skeletal Horsemen are so crippling. Yeah, and the Carrion, he only had 3 fucking Carrion, but like there was so many Carrion summons constantly. My opponent was always on top of my artillery, always paying attention to when they were being summoned. His infantry didn't really get the job done ever. And the Necropolis Knights were summoned in the final seconds of the game. But that is the end. Thanks for watching.